that actual red light defending.
I think it's like
I quit YouTube. I'm leaving YouTube, people. I've had a great journey. I give up. I'm finished. Thank you very much for your time. I'm gone. YouTube gang, one love. Now I'm just playing. That's a sentence you'll never hear this chocolate darling say, people. I'm just playing with you lot, people, man. You know, don't get too worried. You know, you need your favorite content creator. And, you know, for the baby moms out there, you know, again, if I leave YouTube, who else are you going to babyface killer and that? Come on. But on a serious note, as you lot know, I typically do deluded thoughts, DG thoughts. A lot of you lot have been asking for it for a couple of weeks / months now, and I always say I need to be in the mood for this. Like, this is probably my only bit of content where there's not really analytical or methodical sort of process around it. It's literally just off the cuff, hit the record button and let's go. So now, obviously, we're at the end of the year, beginning of the new year. This is when everybody's setting their goals and they're optimistic. And, you know, I'm going to eat 5 fruits a day and I'm going to wake up early and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do the other. There's nothing wrong with that. But you have to truly want your goals. I haven't accomplished anything I want to accomplish, but I know you have to, you know, the journey for next year. And in fact, 2025 starts now. You know, what I've learned in life is we are creatures of habits, good and bad. Everything you do daily, the people you hang around with, the food you eat, how you manage your time, you know, what you think about, you know, really and truly, these things make you who you are directly or indirectly. And for me, things I've learned this year is control the controllables and don't stress about the uncontrollables. Now, obviously, you know, there are things in life that are out of hand. There's always going to be worry and misery and things like that. And of course, to a degree, there's going to be worry, but you can't live your life like that. One thing I've learned, and I've known it for a while, but one thing I've learned is the power of the mind, man. I might sound like one of them loony guys, but you know, you genuinely in life have to believe you can do it. You know, for me, do I get imposter syndrome? Hell of the time. You know, all the time. When I go on these, you know, I don't go too many. You know, it's been a great year on that. You know, went on the Sun's platform, got nominated by Guap Mab. Shout out to them lot for you know, shedding a 1-2 light on DG. Got invited to 1-2 gala and industry events. So slowly but surely we're breaking the door. But when I'm in these places and I'm around, you know, footballers or higher end entertainers and executives and all them kind of elite kind of people, yeah, you do sit there and you're like, right, like, how am I here? Do I really belong here? But it doesn't matter how you got there. You're in the room, innit? There's got to be something, you know. In my early days of making content, when I used to go on certain platforms, I used to sit there and typically, obviously, it's not a color thing, it's not a race thing, but I used to sit there. Nobody really looked like me. Nobody really talked like me. Not really come from what I come from. As I said, high-ranking individuals, high net worth individuals, and you do get a bit intimidated and think, "Oh, like, is this where I'm meant to be? Is this what I'm on?" But then you have to, you know, what I realized is you can win a battle or lose a battle in your mind before physically anything started. So I really believe, you know, the mind is everything. If you know, you can come from the humblest beginnings. Obviously, the cards you're dealt in life are not going to be the same as other people. Do I sit here and think, I wish I had this, I wish I started like this? Of course. But then there's also things that are advantages to me and you and anybody else that some people be praying for. So you got to use what you have and keep it moving. As I said, thoughts become things, and for me, in relation of my goals, I think about it every day. I try and do something towards it every day. Yeah, that can torment your mind, but you need to just keep yourself in that headspace and do at least one thing every day to get you closer to that goal. Of course, there's going to be days you don't feel like it, days you're on it. That happens to me, you know, half of the time. You know, I have to, you know, I'm a real person like everyone else. You know, there's a lot of, even this year, there's been a lot of things in my personal life that have really harmed me or really disadvantaged me, and I have truthfully not felt like doing YouTube videos. But then I owe it to you lot. You know, once that camera goes and we're doing, you're going to get the best of me. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm happy all the time. It's like a footballer. You're not always going to have good or bad game. You're going to have good or bad games. So it's the mindset, man. It really is the mindset. I think, you know, I've started to hold myself really accountable for things as well. Like, you really have to hold yourself accountable for things, people. And I might sound like a loony, and I'm not going to say it now because I think you have to protect your goals. But when I wake up, you know, I pray, I bang 10 push-ups, I go and have a shower. Again, I don't want to sound like one of them loonies, but I saw it online and I thought, let me try it. 30-second to a minute cold shower. Yeah, it's thingy, but it wakes you up. And then for me anyways, I generally take time throughout the day, especially in the morning after I've prayed and ask God or Allah or the higher powers or Jah, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Obviously thankful for my family being alive, thankful, you know, for all of that sort of stuff. pray that, you know, people, regardless of what they're doing in their lives, they, you know, they leave their houses and go to work, go wherever they're going, and then obviously come home safely, because I really think we underestimate, you know, our blessings in life and them kind of things there. To leave your house and come back really and truly is a blessing. So when I say, so I do that. And then I like to think, you know, as I said, it's all about the mindset for me anyways. Like I'm a very analytical person, and I'm optimistically pessimistic, and that does not make sense. I'm optimistic as hell in myself. I'm very pessimistic in people seeing my ability or anything like that. People, but that's kind of not a way to kind of go around life. You have to believe. And I've, you know, throughout this year, like, I'll just sit there, as I was saying, specifically in the morning, I'll just say things. I'm thankful. I'm thankful for my life. You know, while I would want more subscribers and everyone wants to do better, I'm thankful for what I have. I'm thankful for my, you know, family. I'm thankful for my breath. It sounds silly, but I'm thankful for being good looking. I'm thankful that my senses are working. Like, truly being grateful. I do think in life, you know, we always look forward. And even myself, I'm guilty of that. You know, it's like I'm a football manager, and you lot are the fans and the pundits and all of them sort of things. And even with my close circle, you know, they always say to me, bro, you need to big up yourself a bit more. You know, you need to be a bit proud of yourself, because they always hear me say, like, I always try. It's not that I try to water down my own thing, but it's like, they'll say you got 57k subs, like, but it's not 157, it's not 200. It's like, as I said, it's like I'm a football manager, and let's just say we beat City today. You know, yeah, you lot are amazing and stuff. We beat City, we did a madness, we get the plaudits. But me, I'm thinking of next week. I'm thinking of the next week. And I do think when you're stuck in a journey, when you're looking forward, as I said, I'm guilty of this myself. You don't see how far you've come from. You know, reality is nobody in life is going to give you anything. I'm designed to lose, really and truly, for obvious reasons. So in that way, because I get up every day and because we've achieved what we've achieved so far, we're winning. You know, I stopped myself yesterday as I was thinking, yo, I have to give them a kind of video like this. I thought, raw, like, this fair enough. You know, we're not where we need to go, but this thing all started off one of these, you know. My YouTube career started off one of these. And as I said, you know, from the players I've met, you know, bare people, agents, players, parents of players, you know, executives, producers, people just F with my content, really and truly, because, you know, big up you lot. There's something for me. I see, this is what I mean. It's a madness, because I always think 57k subs, bro. We're filling up majority of seats at the Emirates. And one thing I like is football. You know, I want my channel to reflect what I'm on in it. I think, you know, one thing that annoys me about life, and I don't want to take it there, is unfortunately, as humans, we're always dividing each other, whether it's because of tribes in some countries, religion, skin color, economical status, all of these things. It's ridiculous. And I think it's about enriching everybody. Everybody's different, but if the world was the same, it'd be boring. Imagine eating the same meal, even the meal you love. You know, whatever country you're from, wherever you're from, whether it's takeaway, home cooked food from your homeland, whatever. If you eat that every day, you're not gonna like it as much. Variety is the spice of life, and that's one thing that I hold close to my heart on my YouTube channel, is that, you know, I see, women, men, all different sorts of colors, shapes, makeup, sizes, ages, all of these things, you know, again, all through our connection of the internet. The internet is used for a lot of bad, but there's also a lot of good. Like, you know, there's bare countries, but I don't know why it sticks out to me. When somebody said, I'm watching from St. Lucia, from Bulgaria, from Poland, you know, bare different places. Like, I'm like, raw, like places I ain't even seen, and respect, not them countries there, but respectfully, some countries I've never heard of. Like, I've seen someone say, watching from this place on a slide. I've opened, you lot can't see, but the monitor, I've typed in the country. I'm like, raw, like, we're out there like that. So I'm appreciative of it. And for me, it's great, like, big up the internet as well, because I met some real people. Shout out American Gooner. A lot of you, shout out to all of you lot that are, you know, even if you're not here on a daily basis, but you know who you are. There's too many names. That I'm just gonna say thank you to all of you, like your channel members, your regular supporters, the people that are always in the live chats and commenting. Obviously, those of you who might be watching this, and I know how it gets, you know, before I started doing YouTube, more time you even got a YouTube account. You don't know about hitting like buttons and all of those sort of things there. So I genuinely appreciate all of you lot, people. And on that, the internet is one thing, and I'm not putting them above it. But for me, it when you're in the flesh, like, I'll be in Sainsbury's, I'll be walking down the street, I'll be in the gym, I'll be in the rave, I'll be on the train, bro. And people will say, "Bro, YouTube, da, 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 keep going, man," da, da, da. And that keeps me going, because it's like, bro, like, one person's there, and like, you know, if that person feels, I can't give up then, because that person is getting some sort of enrichment from my content, so I have to keep going, sort of thing. And for me, and this is why I think the universe is crazy, yeah. And I've said this before, and it's been happening for years. Obviously, man, get hailed up in the street, and that even in my local Edmonton area, I'm like, I feel like a legend. I can't lie, but it just tells me we need to keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going. For me, it's like anytime I feel like it's not worth it or I can't be asked when I'm in public and I'm just walking and I'm feeling like this, I swear to you, like I don't know if it's God or universe or coincidence or whatever, but I swear to you, anytime I felt like this, some random person has said, well, go on, and then mentioned this deluded stuff. So I'm like, oh, okay, it's a sign. End of the day, you know, these are just battle wounds, these are scars. I genuinely believe, you know, it sounds cliche, but and you're not gonna love it all the time, but you have to love the process, man. You know, some people, everybody's journey is different. Some people got it harder, some people got it easier. But even if they got it easier, they might have other harder things, or you know, not to say anyone's better than anyone. You might have to climb higher levels, and you're meant for a different sort of path. So you have to go through stuff. I genuinely believe the universe don't give you more than you can handle, but I do think you have to be receptive to signs. You have to control your mind. You have to be willing to evolve and adapt in things. You have to rework. Because for me, again, 2024 is we know we make good content. You know, I'm gonna say, like, big up everybody. When it comes to, I'm not saying my opinions are all right, but when it comes to just no gimmicks, talking about football, analyzing, breaking down, considering many different talking points, I'm the man, bro. No one is chatting to, man. It's simple as that. Like, I'm not saying other people don't, but I'm the man. I ain't got the gimmicks and that. You know, my brethrens always say, and people that come up to me in public, and this ain't throwing shade at anyone, we'll go on other platforms if Arsenal lose or whatever, we'll get our laughs and our bants. And when we're kind of done with that, and you know, we've got our jokes and we kind of want to break, we kind of want to see why things have happened and whatnot. There's that, really and truly. So I know there's something in there. It's like, bro, it's like if I'm a musician, man, ain't big on TikTok and all these things. Give me the mic and man, do the Eminem thing. It's as simple as that. And you never know who's watching, because a quick little insight, you know, when I went on the Sun's platform, actually, the first time the video, like I went on it, that's why my hair wasn't slightly cut. And if you go on my Instagram, you would have seen a different kind. I'm wearing, in two of the pictures, I'm wearing different clothes. That's because the first time we did it, which I think the first time was banging and was amazing, something happened with the footage. I had to go there again. And obviously, I'm not going to say names, but the guy who's patterning it, big up Tom as well. Hey, Tom Canton, big up yourself as well, you know, but that we're going off task. But the first time I did it, the man's WhatsApping me. He's like, "Nah, man, you're like," he's obviously not this, but he's saying, "You're good, you're good, you're good." And again, a star for life. I'm lying, I'm flying. Yeah, this is a white guy who said this. Yeah, he has said, "Raw, you know, we haven't. I can't remember the guy's job title, but he's a high-ranking executive. He's like, we have the whitest 60-year-old man, yeah." And he watched it and he said, we need to get this guy back. Now, he could be gassing me and lying to me, yeah. And he said the name of the person. I'm not going to say it here in it, but he's been on TV. He said the name of the person. And I didn't know him by name in it, but I kind of grew up Sky Sports. You know, when I will say that, you know, I can't remember the segment, but Sky Sports used to have like this football talk show, yeah, where it was more the journalist, if that makes sense. Like, it was more the journalist sitting down and speaking. It was one of them. So when I've typed in his name, I'm like, raw, like, this is the person, like, this person's watching. Now my job is, how do I compel these sort of people to start messing with the guy? How do I start getting these brands? How do I start appearing on these faces? How do I start making the YouTube algorithm work for the guy? And that's what we're going to, man. And so yeah, I've had a good year. Definitely, I wouldn't say great. I've had a good year, man. I've done some highs, had some lows. I more pat myself on the back from coming out of, you know, a lot of, you know, difficult situations. I think I've done a lot of personal development and healing. I think I've needed to arrest a lot of those things in my personal life to be the best person. I think I've needed to install even more discipline, less overindulging, less fun. Because for me, I know myself. I'm kind of one of them. I can't make it make sense, but I'm very much football. Ironically, I'm balanced, but it's either I fully not on something, or I give something my heart. And I guess that's an addictive personality. So that has its gifts and curses, really and truly. And I've had to be able to read that, really. Like, even when it comes to fun, you know, there was I'm on no fun, lock myself in the room, nothing, or I'm outside and, you know, way too much. And you need to find the balance between them, really, because as much as I think I've worked hard and I've put in work and I've done this and I've done that, I can't sit here and tell you, look, in my heart, that there isn't more to give, that I couldn't work more effective, that I couldn't work smarter. And this is what we need to go and do, people. You know, I can't do it alone. This is why I need you lot to hit the like button, engage. Again, it sounds like jargon for YouTube, YouTube watchers, for our creators, but these things tick the algorithm. For me, I'm just going to get the content better, the visuals better, talk better, segment it up a bit better, pattern up that. But that's where I need you lot. And this is why I said there's too many names to say. Yeah, but if you know who you are in it, if you know that you're here on a regular basis supporting my team, and you're, you know, even if you disagree, there's bare of you. Some of you don't even support Arsenal. Honestly, from the bottom of my heart, it means a lot, and I appreciate that, because you all got your own lives to live. Nobody gives a crap, really. You know, you lot got your own issues, so I appreciate that, and that's where it kind of upsets me a lot, because I failed you lot this year. I failed you lot. I failed you lot. I'm not going to sit here and lie. As men, we need to be honest. That I'm never going to sit here and cry on social media. And there's very few things that can make me cry. Heartbreak did that. I'm not going to lie. I think that's even some of you are saying, keep doing the Arsenal thing, but talk about other stuff. That's for that, brother. That, and girls out there, the heartbreak thing, that is for another one. That's for another video. But staying on task, like, it made me cry, bro. Like, what's the date today? The 31st of December. I cried yesterday. I cried the week before. Like, I hate disappointment. Not in my, like, I can't deal with disappointment myself, but disappointing others. And you know, last year the goal was 70k. Like, I've tried so hard to get that. I guess you have to remove your emotion, and I have to rework what's going on, how did that happen, and all of these things. But I badly wanted to get that for you lot that truly believe, for you lot that send super chats, that are channel members, that comment all the time. You lot have, you know, some of you, you know, 9 to 5ers, whatever, however you fit my videos into your day, whatever scheme, you know, because everybody's life is different. I let you lot down, and it really upsets me that I let you lot down. I always say YouTube is like pee. God forgive me for my language, yeah, and Gally, I'm sorry, but man, well, everybody, but man, them YouTube to me is like pissing in the dark and the wind. You can imagine how mad that is. That's why it's not the best of example, but in terms of really and truly don't know, in it. But that's for me. I'd say next year it's more of kind of looking with the science of YouTube and things, because I've started to gauge into that. And then I guess as a content creator, you have to find that balance, because for me, I love to talk about youth content. I love to talk from a tactical point of view. But a lot of my videos, the watch alongs and the transfer videos, they're like the best hits on the channel. So how do I find that balance between what I want to do and ultimately what's going to grow the channel? How do I diversify? You know, do I make another YouTube channel? Let me know, because I'm actually considering that. I'm not saying this one is going to go away. I'm just saying, do we park? You know, we do our Arsenal thing here, but do we put other stuff over there when we talk more about general football and watch-alongs that are not isolated to Arsenal? These are the things we're going over, really. But you know, 2024, I'm not playing no games, but I'm 28. Like I think the universe had to strip me of everything, like break me so I can make me, sort of thing. 2024, listen, I wanna go to the moon and beyond, but like I know in my heart I'm not playing no games. I'm not getting any younger. I'm not saying that my life has to be perfect at 28, but I'm 28, bro. Like, I'm almost 30. Like, what have I done with my 20s? Seriously, what have I done with my 20s? The only thing I could sit here and say I've done with my 20s, is at one point being a long-term relationship. Where's that gone now? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Years down the train. At one point, and take gym seriously, or health a bit seriously, which could be better. And YouTube, like, this is the best thing I've done in my 20s. Honestly. And I started this to get into the world of football, not necessarily to do up YouTube, really. And we found ourselves here, and it felt like there's something here. So for me, it's just about getting the YouTube bigger and better. It's about getting the Twitch bigger and better. It's about compelling you lot to engage, to hit the like button, to subscribe, to follow on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok. Because when I'm going to these brands and whatnot, obviously I can talk. I listen, put a camera on, we'll talk about football. Simple as that. Eminem settings. Like, Eminem ain't got no gimmicks. Give him the mic. No one's on clashing, man, in it. Simple as that. But these lot just look at the numbers, really. And that's where I think this sort of space we're in and on YouTube is very early, in the sense of, I get it, boxes have to be ticked, results have to be, but it's just, we're in that scenario now of just brands in general, of just getting big content creators because they've got clout. Clout is the new currency. No shade, that's a fact. We're not quite at that realm where, you know, whether somebody, you know, someone might have 100k subs, someone might have 2k subs, but the 2k sub done, you know, knows football, knows what he's talking about, analytical and things like that. My man's not really a football guy like that. Until we get the right people, regardless, and have the approach of impact over numbers, we're still early, man. And everyone's got a unique thing, really and truly. You lot are buying into me, really, you know, and I'm buying into you. Look, we've got a community and we're going to keep going. And that's another thing as well, off topic, is the community. Like, when you lot sit here and say, you know, I got a new job, or I lost a job, I found it, this, that, and the other. Like, we're all going through life together, and I don't even want to talk into existence. There's been numerous, like, people said they've lost loved ones and all of these sort of things. It touches my heart that you share these things. There was also a comment, I think 2 years ago, And it's always stuck with me. Like, unfortunately, somebody lost their father and they didn't have the best of relationships with their father. But one thing that helped them kind of rekindle before he obviously died was, you know, Arsenal. And he said that he used to watch my videos together. And obviously, I'm not saying I helped with that. I can never say that, really. That's them two. But just to know in some sort of way, bro, like, that's winning in my opinion. Like, what can you say, really and truly? What really and truly can you say? So yeah, man, as I said, that's just how I feel. We just need to keep going. It's beast mode, really and truly. Like, we really have to go for it, people. No one's gonna give us nothing in this world. One day we all have to die one day. And I want to be able to sit on my deathbed and say no regrets. And if I do have regrets, I gave everything in my life, everything I had, you know. And it's also about working smart. I know I mash work, but it's now about working smart. So yeah, 2024 and beyond, we're trying to do this thing. You know, we're trying to get to 70K subs. It's down to me to give you a lot of reason to help us get there, people. So that's all I've got to say in relation to this, man. So yeah, man, I hope you lot had a blessed year. I hope 2024 is bigger and better for everybody. I hope everyone, first things first, has great health, and I extend that to their loved ones. As I said, like, I'm not really good with these things, but you can see I genuinely mean this. Thank you. Honestly, thank you, people. That's all I can say. Thank you for listening. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the encouragement. Thank you for everything that you lot are doing, man. And, you know, we just have to keep going. DG Nation to the world and back and all these things, yeah? Sorry for the initial scaring you lot at the start of it. You know I'm not going nowhere. But even little things like at the start, I'm watching, I've started, you know, you need to pre what other YouTubers are doing. You need to, you know, like, them YouTube channels that talk about like the makeup of YouTube videos and things. I'm more paying attention to that. I kind of get it. It's script writing now. It's making movies. It's all of that. So if I can marry my hard work and what I'm talking about and just, you know, bend it and mold it a bit, we might be able to get something. You know, the magic is, I guess the magic in life is what we're not doing. If we showed discipline, if we went after our goals, if we, you know, learnt new skills, if we really pushed ourselves, if we got our mind right, because obviously, you know, you learn in school, we're not using all of our brain power. I don't know why, and I don't know how that gets unlocked, but it's genuinely about thinking. Like, I genuinely believe thoughts become things. So we're talking into existence. 70K 2024. If we don't get in 2024, we get in 2025. If we don't bang in 2025, we get in 2026 and beyond. It's simple as that. We're too legit to quit. We're too far to turn back. Sorry for the scare at the beginning. Thank you for listening to me. But that's how I feel in it. DG Thoughts Business. Like, comment, subscribe, stay blessed, stay safe. One love. Happy New Year as well, people. Belated Merry Xmas as well. My people, thank you very much for your support. One love.
There's always that active when defending.
I think it's like